My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Leos. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general love reading of 5 card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 12 roses as a token of my love and appreciation for you all for supporting me. I love you guys incredibly, so thank you so much for your love and devotion towards my channel and myself. So this 5 card love reading includes how the first card represents you, the second, the other person, the third, the relationship, fourth, the past, and the fifth, the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you, Dena Favole, and then one from the French Tarot deck of Notaro Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1, which is you. Queen of Cups, you are a very loving, caring, supportive, and nurturing individual, or you could even have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio somewhere in your star chart as well. Yes, okay, this is interesting. I mean, the thing is, I know how extremely loving, supportive, caring, but extremely loyal Leos are, in any kind of, love, because, your devotion is just so passionate. Once, you're in a connection, you pretty much just are loyal to the core. Your heart is one of your main organs, that pretty much is a typical Leonine, organ in the human body for that matter. But it just shows that you're very caring, loving, supportive, no matter what. Wow. I mean, I'm getting, the ones who are in a current beautiful relationship, this could be you and the other person. But for the ones who are single and haven't found anybody yet, maybe because, it's like you are very loving and caring, but maybe you've been through enough, negative experiences where, you felt like that your love was being, taken advantage of and stuff like that. Maybe, it's like a lot of humans, they could also tend to, use the Leonine loyalty and their love and caring nature and stuff like that to their own advantage. So maybe at a certain point you just probably thought, you know what? Okay, I'm done. I've given you a lot of support and love, but now, I feel like you're not reciprocating for that matter, because personally, I always believe in, the kind of give or take, or, give and take kind of, relationship no matter what. Well, let's see who the other person is. 2 of Cups, okay. Well, it's like this person could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Maybe also have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio somewhere in their star chart. However, this is about companionship, partnership, dating, courtship. Maybe you guys love going on, on these human dates for that matter. You guys love to, drink or eat together, whatever humans do during these phases and stuff like that. But for the ones who are single and stuff like that, I can see how you probably do crave some kind of companionship. I mean, I can understand how, if you're a very loving and caring individual, you could also even be an introvert for that matter. And there's really nothing wrong with being an introvert, regarding anything, because it just shows how loving, caring, nurturing, but you're also cautious in a sense where you don't feel like dealing with any, excess drama. You don't feel like, dealing with any kind of, deceptive con artistry kind of individuals where they pretty much put on this fake facade and say, oh yeah, I'll promise you everything. And then they pretty much just kind of take advantage of your love and your loyalty for that matter. But either way, we're going to have to keep going, because I really, want to wish you all the best so far. If this is, the right Mr. or Mrs., right in your life, But what is the relationship like? Queen of Swords, okay. So this is all about planning, strategizing, but mostly, just putting time and effort into this whole connection. So if you're currently, courting somebody, or you're married to somebody, or you're dating, or, that is the same as courting in any way, but it looks like that you're the one that's putting a lot of time and effort into this relationship, or you could even be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini for that matter, or even have air, somewhere in your star chart for that matter, but it looks like that you're the one that's actually putting time and effort into this connection, or the other person could also be trying to pursue you as well. Well, it's like, again, this doesn't have to be resonating with anybody for that matter, but for the ones who are single and you actually crave and desire for some kind of companionship, I do see you actually putting time and effort on wanting to be with somebody. The thing is, I really, don't see anything bad per se, but again, it's like, I know how extremely loving and caring and loyal, Leos are for that matter. So you'll want to look into this to make sure that it's the right person that's heading towards you. But, hey, what was the past about? Okay, Knight of Cups. You could have already had your eyes on a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Or maybe, again, you could have been with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but the Knight of Cups was definitely an offering. So if you're married to somebody, it looks like that, somebody proposed to you, or maybe you proposed to, your companion, your spouse, whoever it is that you're currently with. So congratulations, and many anniversaries to come if this, feels and looks like a a lifelong, connection between you and the other person. But it could also be, it's like any kind of offering, it's like you want to make sure that any kind of offering, is actually going to be able to work out for you and stuff like that. Because if you're currently single and you've dealt with all kinds of offerings, and again, to no avail, where you're just very, too, intuitive, your senses are sharp and stuff like that. Yes, you are craving and lusting for companionship and partnership in the future and stuff like that. Maybe you've had a lot of humans, throw themselves at you, but then, you weren't, well, maybe, it's like, you didn't find the right Mr. or Mrs. Right in your life, for that matter. But what does the future look like? Okay, Seven of Swords. I'm kind of getting this hesitancy, but the Seven of Swords is definitely a con artist kind of, fake persona, in the future and stuff like that. Or it could definitely be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, well, for that matter, But, yeah, you'll want to be careful, regarding this potential person that could be heading towards you or something. Because, on one positive side about the Seven of Swords, it is, definitely, how can I say this? It's definitely about planning and strategizing something, but why haven't you actually reached, the right Mr. or Mrs. Right yet? Again, to each their own, there's definitely no time frame regarding courtship or finding the right Mr. or Mrs. Right and stuff like that. But I'm kind of getting, that and this person could be interested in you for the wrong reasons, of being a deceptive individual that's going to be trying to take advantage of your loving, caring, and nurturing side and stuff. So I would look into that. But of course, this reading doesn't have to be applying to everybody, for that matter. But if you're craving partnership and stuff like that, I would definitely be like the prince and Cinderella to make sure that the that the shoe fits the right person, and not just because you want to try to find somebody, or you're worried about, being lonely for the rest of your life, for that matter. Wow. Tense. Because what does Oracle say? Seduction, allure, desire, and manipulation. Okay. You could be seducing somebody, or somebody could be seducing you. But the act of seduction, if you know that there's good intentions behind it, very romantic. When you know that the person really does it because they love you and care for you, wow, being seduced is just so passionate. My goodness, yes. But like it says on this card, manipulation is also attached to seduction, because I was technically seduced by the vampire who turned me. It's like he just shows up unexpectedly. He never even had an appointment or anything. He just shows up right when I'm about to close shop, and he, that was pretty much his moment to strike, I guess. But yeah, the thing is about, having desire, manipulation. The thing is, if you desire to want to be with somebody, and the other person could definitely be seducing you, but they could also have ill intentions behind it as well. So I know that I was, prey to somebody's predator, or victim to somebody's predator. So, but again, I would just be careful, because if somebody's trying to seduce you, always try to see what their eyes even have to say. If their eyes have this like, it's usually like the saying, the eyes are the window to the soul, or something, or soul to the window. I don't know. Half the time, I don't even know these sayings all too well, but the point is, okay, it's fun to be seduced and stuff like that. However, if there's ill intentions behind it, you'll want to actually keep your senses, because around Scorpio full moon, that's kind of another one of your fixed, or, another fixed sign, just like you are a fixed sign. It's like our senses are extremely heightened, for that matter. So, you'll want to allow your senses to pretty much be as sharp as nails before you actually, approach or allow yourself to be seduced by this person. Wow. What does Favole have? Okay, Three of Flowers is like Three of Pentacles. Now you could have, different humans that are that are attracted to you, or maybe you're attracted to different humans and stuff like that, for that matter. But the Three of Cups is definitely partnership. So if you're currently with somebody, congratulations and many happy anniversaries to come no matter what. But yeah, I love the fact that you do get Three of Pentacles because it's also about collaboration and partnership. It's like, well, you finally found the king to your queen, or the queen to your king, or the hunter to your huntress, or the huntress to your hunter. So the thing is, this is all about partnership and collaboration and working together and stuff like that. So I want to wish you all the best of luck no matter what. But if you're if you're craving a desire, a partner, who's either similar to you or something like that, they could be out there or maybe not. But again, it's like I would allow your senses to more or less guide you to, to make sure, it's like the Cinderella, shoe, to make sure that, the shoe fits the right person in that sense, where, the person you want to be with is meant to be, and not just somebody who you crave and desire because of basic reasons and stuff like that may not benefit you, because the Seven of Swords is definitely a fake individual. Okay, what does the French Tarot deck have? Two of Pentacles. Yep, you're going to be having to make a choice in the future. So what I kind of see here is, you could be having so many options and opportunities heading towards you and stuff like that. Of course, it's fun to be seduced, or maybe even try to seduce other people. But the thing is you're definitely going to be, also, juggling many obligations and responsibilities as well. And the thing is about what a predator looks for in a victim is when they are distracted, when they have so much going on in their life, that's when they'll also be, pouncing and stuff like that. Because, it's like if I would have left my store, and locked up and just, headed towards my home and stuff like that, and the vampire would have, approached me, then I would have probably thought, no, I'm going home right now and stuff like that. But since I was in the process of cleaning everything up and getting ready, to close shop, that's where I was kind of more or less, like I was distracted in the sense that my senses were not aware of external or outside, like action or activities taking place. So that's also, one aspect is, was to make sure that if you are juggling responsibilities, to keep your senses as sharp as possible. Wow. Well, it seemed a bit on the dark side, but hopefully it's not dark for you in any way. But I'm going to have to leave it at that for my beautiful Leos. If this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you all so much for joining me and subscribing. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to general readings. So for now, I'm just doing love in general. But I'm also open for personal readings, and all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, post in the little description box below that you want a personal reading, and then I'll respond to you with my email. But other than that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I love you guys incredibly. I want to wish you all the best of luck on this beautiful journey.